The former American President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama struck a bit of message of hope and unity on day 2 of the Democrat National Convention in Chicago. Now, hailing Kamala Harris as the best person to lead the United States of America, the Obamas took pot shots at the Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump and also his so-called divisive politics. Now, amidst loud cheering, the former president told the gathered Democrats that the United States of America is ready for Kamala Harris to be the next president. Now, Obama said, and I quote him here, "Kamala Harris is ready for the top job, and this is a person who has spent her life fighting for people who need a voice."
We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse. America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
Now, the former president said that America can be and must be, believe it or not, a force for the good, adding that's what Kamala Harris also believes in.
We shouldn't be the world's policeman, and we can't eradicate every cruelty and injustice in the world. But America can be and must be a force for good. Discouraging conflict, fighting disease, promoting human rights, protecting the planet from climate change, defending freedom, brokering peace. That's what Kamala Harris believes, and so do most Americans.
Now, paying tribute to President Joe Biden, Barack Obama said that his decision to ask Joe Biden to serve as his vice president way back in 2008 perhaps turned out to be one of the best decisions that he's ever made. Now, Obama warned the crowd that even though the torch has been passed on to Kamala Harris, the work for the Democrats is simply not done yet. Now, Barack Obama was preceded by his wife Michelle Obama, who tops the Democrats' wish list for a potential future president of the United States. Michelle Obama, a Chicago native, received a grand welcome and began her speech with a message again for hope for the American people.
America, hope is making a comeback.
Now, hailing the credentials of the Vice President, Michelle Obama said that Harris, in fact, is one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency. The former First Lady also took an indirect pot shot at Donald Trump for insinuating that Harris and other Democrats were simply not real Americans. The former First Lady also said, and I quote her here, "No one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American."
The embodiment of the stories we tell ourselves about this country. Her story is your story. It's my story. It's the story of the vast majority of Americans trying to build a better life. Look, Kamala knows, like we do, that regardless of where you come from, what you look like, who you love, how you worship, or what's in your bank account, we all deserve the opportunity to build a decent life.
Now, the Obamas spoke after the Democrats and delegates officially affirmed Harris as their presidential nominee. Now, Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, took the stage in Milwaukee right as she was reaffirmed as the Democrat nominee by delegates at the convention. The Democrats also held a symbolic roll call, and delegates from each state pledged their support for the Democrat nominee. The roll call was held in a party-like atmosphere with a DJ spinning a special song for each state and territory. Now, earlier, Douglas Emhoff, the husband of Vice President Kamala Harris, hailed her as a joyful warrior and said that she always had stood up to bullies.
She finds joy in pursuing justice. She stands up to bullies just like my parents taught me to. And she likes to see people do well, but hates when they're treated unfairly. She believes this work requires a basic curiosity in just how people are doing. Her empathy is her strength.
Now, the list of speakers on day 2 of the convention included the likes of Senator Bernie Sanders, Senate Democrat leader Chuck Schumer, and the Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. And also Stephanie Grisham, Donald Trump's former White House press secretary, made an appearance. She told the crowd that she used to be a true believer who spent her holidays with the Trump family, but now she's backing Kamala Harris.
Press secretary, I got skewered for never. It's because I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers.
The grandsons of the former presidents, such as Jimmy Carter and John F. Kennedy, cast Vice President Kamala Harris in the image of their famous family members.
The Cuban Missile Crisis peacefully.
Now, interestingly, a Reuters report now claims that the Harris election effort has raised a staggering $500 million. Now, the American vice president entered the fray after President Joe Biden, of course, was forced to step aside from the top Democrat ticket, unleashing a flood of funding that had dried up in the weeks after Biden's disastrous performance in the debate against Donald Trump. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.